A major disruption tonight in an international fentanyl operation stretching from China to Cincinnati and Dayton.
Federal investigation results in more than 24 indictments.
FBI Director Cartel was in town today saying local traffickers teamed up with Chinese chemical companies to flood our streets with these deadly drugs.
Breaking news, Ohio has just become the center of one of the largest fentanyl trafficking busts linked to a Chinese cartel in U.S. history. In a sweeping federal operation called Operation Box Cutter, agents from the FBI, DEA, and Homeland Security investigations charged 29 suspects, 22 Chinese nationals, 4 Chinese companies, and 3 American accomplices, accused of building a global chemical and cryptocurrency financing network responsible for flooding the United States with deadly fentanyl precursors.
Every single person and business and entity and flow of money involved in it, you will never break the wheel. We are here today to break the wheel of fentanyl trafficking in the United States of America.
Authorities revealed that the substances confiscated in this operation could have claimed over 70 million lives, marking it as one of the most lethal drug busts in recent law enforcement history.
While we, the interagency, the Department of Justice, have been fighting hard to seize and stop drug traffickers, we must attack fentanyl precursors, the ingredients necessary to make this lethal drug.
Prosecutors claim the defendants created a covert industrial network linking Chinese chemical exporters to U.S. cartel distributors. They allegedly used encrypted transactions, shell companies, and mislabeled shipments to hide the real purpose of their operations, fueling America's synthetic opioid crisis. Federal documents show that the network functioned like a China-run industrial enterprise disguised as legitimate pharmaceutical research and laboratory supply exports.
This was the first time an FBI director has been to China in over a decade and received the audience with his counterpart to address this matter directly.
The story begins with 4 corporations based in Shanghai, Wuhan, and Shenzhen, companies that appeared completely legitimate on paper. They were registered as chemical exporters, supplying laboratory reagents and research compounds to clients all over the world. But behind the glossy paperwork and the polished websites, these companies were quietly fueling one of the deadliest drug crises in American history. Their business was not the direct trafficking of narcotics. It was something more subtle, more profitable, and far more difficult to detect. They were shipping the synthetic building blocks needed to manufacture fentanyl, sending chemical agents that could be mixed, cut, and pressed into counterfeit pills once they reached American soil. Their strategy was simple. Instead of smuggling finished drugs across borders where detection was likely, they shipped only the precursor chemicals. These powders looked harmless, scientific, and entirely legal. When customs agents inspected them, they were labeled as pharmaceutical binders or research stabilizers. But inside each package were the molecular tools required to create lethal opioids. Investigators later said this wasn't traditional drug trafficking. This wasn't even smuggling in the classic sense. It was industrialized poisoning carried out through the global supply chain. One federal agent described it bluntly. These corporations weren't selling drugs, he said. They were selling the ability to make them. According to the Department of Justice, this was not a rogue side operation carried out by a few ambitious employees. It was a structured enterprise with sophisticated financial channels. The same companies shipping the chemicals were also running digital wallets and crypto gateways that received drug-related payments from the United States. Once the crypto flowed in, they converted it into Chinese yuan using unregistered exchanges and reinvested it into domestic assets, disguising profits as ordinary business revenue. On the American side of the operation, 2 individuals acted as the primary connection between the Chinese chemical pipeline and the U.S. distribution network. Eric Payne, 39, and Orion Rafford, 24, both from Tip City, Ohio, allegedly oversaw logistics for the cartel-backed systems in the Midwest. Investigators say they received the disguised shipments, broke them down, stored them, and redistributed the chemicals to local networks capable of pressing pills and preparing fentanyl mixtures. Rafford reportedly kept product inside her home, while Payne coordinated deliveries and payments through encrypted apps, making the process efficient, concealed, and nearly impossible for outsiders to track. The FBI launched its investigation, codenamed Operation Boxcutter, in January 2022. It started quietly, triggered by a series of suspicious packages flagged by customs officers in Chicago. The packages were labeled harmless, but lab tests revealed fentanyl precursors. That discovery set off a multi-agency effort involving the FBI's Cincinnati field office, the DEA's Louisville division, and federal cyber teams. Agents began digging into digital footprints linked to the sellers. They traced crypto wallets, infiltrated secret chat channels, and conducted undercover purchases to expose the deeper network. Over 2 years, investigators mapped out a transnational pipeline stretching from chemical plants in China to mixing rooms in Ohio and distribution routes that intersected with Mexican cartel intermediaries. Agents called it a chemical cartel chain, a hybrid structure where Chinese companies manufactured the precursors, American chemists processed them, and Mexican networks pushed the finished product into cities across the United States. By 2025, the operation had ballooned into a billion-dollar engine feeding the synthetic opioid epidemic. When enough evidence was collected, the federal takedown came fast. Raids were executed at the same time in Ohio, Atlanta, and New York, targeting warehouses, stash houses, and digital hub locations. Eric Payne and Orion Rafford were arrested as the primary U.S. operators. Payne was accused of managing large-scale chemical shipments and overseeing local pill-pressing groups. Rafford allegedly handled storage and served as Payne's financial partner, moving money through crypto exchanges and concealing its cartel origins. Both now face severe charges: drug conspiracy, money laundering, and continuous criminal enterprise offenses, each punishable by potential life sentences. The remaining defendants, mostly Chinese nationals, were indicted even though they weren't physically present in the United States. Investigators connected them to the operation through business emails, shipping addresses, blockchain records, and seized transaction logs. The Treasury Department froze more than $3.4 million in assets tied to the four companies. And Interpol issued red notices for key executives believed to be hiding in Hong Kong and Shenzhen. Digging deeper into the supply chain, investigators discovered that the four companies presented themselves as exporters of research-grade chemicals. Their catalogs listed thousands of reagent compounds supposedly meant for universities and laboratories. But in reality, their factories were producing toxic tranquilizers, opioid precursors, and advanced cutting agents disguised as medical materials. One of the companies had already been sanctioned under the Magnitsky laws for corruption and human rights concerns, yet it continued to operate using state-owned shipping services to avoid scrutiny. Others relied on shell companies in Hong Kong and Malaysia to move chemicals through regular trade routes, exploiting weak customs inspections. From 2023 to 2025, one firm alone shipped more than 20 tons of pseudo-regulated chemicals into the United States under falsified certificates. To federal authorities, this was not simple smuggling. It was state-enabled industrial-scale narcotics manufacturing. Digital forensics uncovered an equally advanced financial network. The FBI found that the operation processed over $60,000 per month in cryptocurrency payments from U.S. buyers. The funds were routed through conversion chains that used privacy coins, offshore exchanges, and Chinese financial institutions to hide origins. A seized server in Georgia included more than 6,000 encrypted logs documenting buyers, sellers, and cartel couriers. The raids themselves exposed the true scale of the crisis. Agents recovered 139 kilograms of fentanyl powder, dozens of high-capacity pill presses, industrial blenders, mixers, encryption servers, firearms, and hardware crypto wallets. According to prosecutors, the seized materials were enough to produce tens of millions of fake pills destined for American streets. Federal agencies described Operation Boxcutter as a turning point in the war against synthetic narcotics. Instead of chasing street dealers or intercepting cartel smugglers, they targeted the upstream suppliers, the corporations making the chemicals, the networks cleaning the money, and the digital systems allowing the enterprise to stay hidden. Officials emphasized that this was the first coordinated strike involving financial warfare, cyber tracking, trade surveillance, and international sanctions, all executed at once. They promised that this model, cutting off chemical, crypto, and cash flow simultaneously, would become the new standard. As one FBI official said, the cartels may mix and distribute the drugs, but their power comes from the chemicals, the funding, and the digital systems behind them. And now, those systems are under direct American fire. Operation Box Cutter revealed a crucial truth. Fentanyl is not just produced in hidden labs. It is created through corporate shipments, financial transactions, academic import accounts, and digital deception. The Justice Department captured it perfectly. The cartels make it, the Chinese ship it, and the United States just cut the line.